All right, so with function operations, they're basically going to teach us notation that means to do certain things. Okay, so if I can kind of just take this thing over here, and I'm going to write my notes to the side. Okay, um, so function operations can look, I guess, four different ways. All right, so here we go. Now this is actually pretty easy, this work. But it does look kind of complicated sometimes, but it really isn't. You are gonna have to add and subtract things, like terms and all that stuff, but it's not supposed to be anything that's gonna be like blowing your mind in terms of difficulty. So here are the four function operations you guys should know. Okay, if you see f plus g of x. Okay, if you see f plus g of x, what that basically means is f of x plus g of x. So you're just going to take the f function and the g function, you're going to put them together by adding them. Okay, so that's one of the four function operations. Here's another one. F minus g of x. Well, guess what? That's just f of x minus g of x. Now, I'm going to put a little note right here on the side. Distribution may occur. Okay, so when you multiply by a negative, you're going to have to distribute it, and sometimes signs change, right? So just be careful with that. Distribution usually doesn't occur with the plus one because it doesn't change any signs, so you don't have to really worry about it. But the bottom one, yeah, you may have to distribute. Now, there's two more. F g of x, which means f of x times g of x. So that's multiplication. And then the last one you're going to see f over g of x, which means f of x divided by g of x. So those are the four function operations you're going to see. Now, they may actually make you plug stuff in every once in a while, like a number. So you might see something that looks like this, like f g of 2. So if you see a number instead of an x, that just means they want you to do f of 2 times g of 2, right? So you'll figure out what f of 2 is, what g of 2 is, and then you'll multiply those numbers, okay? So you'll see numbers getting used every once in a while as well. So it doesn't make the problems any more difficult. If anything, plugging in numbers makes the problems easier because you can actually simplify quicker, okay? So let's go ahead and go over some of these problems that you guys have for homework. There's 12 total homework problems. So let's take a look at these things. All right. So we'll just start with, that's addition and subtraction. So we'll start off with an addition. We'll do 1 and 4, and then we'll maybe do something with multiplication, something with division, and then we'll stop. We'll try to do one of each. Okay, one of each operation. And maybe at first we'll do just letters, and then later on we'll do with numbers, okay? So let's start off with number 1. So they give us g of a, which is 4a minus 1, and h of a, which is 4a plus 4. They want me to find g of a plus h of a. Notice they didn't write it like this, and that's okay. They don't have to. They didn't write it like this. And that's fine, because usually when they do write it like I did in red, we want to split it up the way they did it for us. Okay? So that's okay if they didn't do it for us. Okay? If they didn't write it the way it's supposed to look, that's fine. They gave it to us in the normal way, so that's good. G of a, what is g of a here? So g of a is 4a minus 1 plus h of a, that's 4a plus 4. So I have g of a plus h of a. Now I'm going to go ahead and simplify. 4a plus 4a, that's 8a. And negative 1 plus 4, That's 3. So my answer is B. Notice it did not take long to get that solution. I just need to know what to do. They want me to add, subtract, multiply, divide. Like, what exactly are they asking me to do? So for question 1, your answer is going to be B. Now, like I said, let's look at question number 4, because that one's actually put together in the way they gave you the definitions. Okay, notice how that says G minus F of X, right? So G minus F of X means G of X minus F of X. So I'm just going to write down G of X and then subtract F of X. So here we go. G of X is what? What's my G of X? According to the problem. 2x, thank you. So 2x minus, what's my F of X? Alright, x squared minus 5, thank you. Now I'm going to have to distribute here, so I get 2x minus x squared plus 5. I mean, I can rewrite it. Let's put my x squared term in the front. Negative x squared plus 2x plus 5. What's my answer? A, B, C, or D? D, right? So there you go. So again, this isn't meant to be difficult, okay? It really isn't. It's meant to be pretty easy. You just got to know how to utilize the definitions, and then of course you have to know how to combine like terms. That's the most important part, right? That you can combine like terms. If you can do that, you should be good. Okay? So that would be question number 4. So let's move on. Let's see if I can find one that has multiplication with the number, because notice we've done an addition, we've done a subtraction. Let's see if we can find multiplication, but with one of those multiplications, like I know 6 has it, but let's see if I can find one with multiplication and a number. So let's look at number 12. Multiplication and it's a number. So h of x minus x, h of x is equal to negative x minus 4. G of x is x cubed minus 3x squared. Okay, and they want me to find h times g of 2, which means h of 2 times g of 2. That's what they want me to find. H of 2 times g of 2. What is h of 2? Let's figure that out. H of 2 means I got to plug in a 2 into my h function. Now notice my h function is right here. Okay? Negative x minus 4. So I'm just going to plug in a 2. Negative 2 minus 4. That's negative 6. Alright, so I know h of 2 is negative 6. Now let me find g of 2. G of 2, well, that's this function right here. That's g of x. So g of 2 would be 2 to the third minus 3 times 2 squared. So 2 to the third is 8 minus 3 times 4, because 2 squared is 4. 3 times 4 is 12. Remember, order of operations, right? You got to multiply first. So I get 12 there. 8 minus 12 is negative 4. So look, guys, here's one answer, h of 2. Here's g of 2. And according to my definition, this one right here, I'm supposed to multiply those solutions, right? So my h of 2 was negative 6 times my g of 2 was negative 4. What's negative 6 times negative 4? Think someone said it? Maybe I'm wrong. 24. Okay, that would be B. Okay, so if they give you a number, figure out the information for the number and then multiply, add, subtract, or divide, whatever they want you to do. Okay? So there's one of those that you had to do for homework. Like I said, there's 12 problems, so we just did the very last one for you. Let me see if there's a division one. I don't know if I saw a division problem. No. I guess they're not going to make you do a division problem. So, all right. So we'll just do one more with the number here. I don't know. Look at those four. Which one of those four would you guys rather do? Obviously not 12, right? Which one? 11? All right, let's do number 11. So according to definition, this is g of negative 8 minus f of negative 8. So I got to figure out what is g of negative 8, what is f of negative 8, and then I'm going to subtract them. Okay? So let's see. G of negative 8 is, so here's the g of x function right there. Okay, I highlight it. So I'm going to plug in a negative 8 where the n is. Okay, so here we go. Negative 4 times negative 8 plus 3. That's 32 plus 3. So that's 35. So that's g of negative 8. That's 35. Okay, put a little dotted circle around it just so that we know that's something that we want. Let's find f of negative 8. So f of negative 8, that's going to be the other function down here, okay, 3n plus 3. So I'm going to plug in a negative 8 where the n is. So 3 times negative 8 plus 3. Well, 3 times negative 8 is negative 24 plus 3. And negative 24 plus 3, that's negative 21. So here's my f of negative 8. So let me go ahead and plug it in to this this part right here. Okay, bless you. Okay, so I'm going to plug it into there. So g of negative 8. Okay, g of negative 8. That's going to be, let me use a different color here. G of negative 8 is 35 minus f of negative 8 is negative 21. Well, minus a negative really means plus, right? So 35 plus 21, that's 56. That's B. Okay, and that's it. That's what your homework is going to be like, guys. We just did 4. That means you got 8 to do. But it's not too bad. Okay, just kind of combine stuff and that's it. They're not making you do anything like extremely difficult or anything like that.